Hi, and welcome to Goldmines. Today we're going to be talking about automotive.
Locksmith, that's a good one. You can eventually, after a few years, you can have your own truck and a van. You're mobile. You don't have to be stationed. And when you're operating out of, you're your own business owner, your overhead's much lower because you don't have to have a physical location, and you operate 24/7 if you want to. And when you get the late night calls, you get better pay. If you can get in the middle of it and make some money, it's definitely a good way to do less labor, physically just being on the road. One of the buddies has a kitchen set up in there. He has a teapot. He has a sandwich, so he's got a nice setup.
Yeah. Office on wheels.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to get into just doing the keys, and specialize in that, what kind of expenses are you looking at?
For the business aspect of the locksmith, I would say you probably need about 50 to 70,000 to start that business up. Yeah,
that's quite a bit.
Yeah,
way more than I expected.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of the van, the tools, and it could cost more. It depends on what type of cars and services you're trying to offer. But if you do grow it, you could get into homes and businesses. Like, you make even more money doing locks at businesses, and those those are a good way to transition into different parts of it. Because once you start getting those calls in, now you're like, oh, do I want this call or do I wait and do this one? You could set up your schedule however you want. It's a lot of benefits, but you'll be working a lot of hours, especially if you want to make that money. One that I've heard a few times is windshield replacements, like you mentioned. That one's lower overhead because you could get yourself a van that transports it, or a truck that has a rack for 8 to 10 windshields. And most of them, in every city, you'll have a manufacturer where you show up to an industrial area and they have all the glass. They might have it in stock. They might have to order it, but most, probably 80% of the people that do window replacements all get it from that same place. Yeah. So that one's nice because you could do it by yourself if you've got some strength and you can, install and remove. But if you got two people, it's a great team. If you have a friend that wants to do a side business, that way you guys could take turns too. I was separating the work times for 2 days on, 2 days off, or working together on certain shifts. Because most of the guys that I talk to, they do anywhere from like 6 to 15 windshields a day.
Oh, that's quite a lot. That's like every time I've used the kit, I've always messed it up. How do you apply that kit correctly?
The kit is a resin that enters into the hole.
It's liquid form.
With liquid form, and it bonds with the glass. And pretty much, if you do it correctly, and I've seen it happen on a couple of my cars, will completely disappear the crack. And it can't be, I believe, over...
Like the size of a quarter?
I think, like 1.5 inches. It can't have the hairline spreading out. And it does. It makes it disappear. So you open up that hole. You make sure there's no...
Wait, how do you open up the hole?
With your razor.
Well, you got to stab it.
You got to slowly scratch it.
You pretty much pick it out. Like
you pick it. You scratch it lightly. That way it allows the liquid to go in farther in.
Yeah. Not only that, you want to make sure to remove all the little pieces
debris,
of
dirt,
shards that are left. You don't put much pressure on it. You pull it out. And same thing with this kit, because it's on suction cups. Once you put it down, you can't tighten it too hard, because if you do tighten it too hard, you can make the hairline spread farther, which has happened to me.
So we talked about the keying industry, where it's an aspect of automotive. We talked about windshield repair. What else? What other specialties are there in the automotive industry that we could find some of these key takeaways?
Well, there's one that's really good that depends, like he said, how much energy you want to put into. This is a little more energy into it, but something that people constantly need. It's tire repair. So new tires, patch up holes, replacing shocks, brakes, some stuff like that doesn't take too much time, consume too much time. It's something you can do and make a really good profit out of it. And you don't have to do the whole 5 years of mechanic school to be certified to get to that point.
What are the tires that are repairable versus the tires that are not repairable? How do you know which one is and isn't?
So... usually you don't want to patch up holes if you're going to do it yourself, patching a hole. You don't want to do patches from the side. I've seen people doing it. It's dangerous. You only want to do it from the actual tire that makes contact with the floor.
If you're going to do a repair on a tire, they have the Walmart kits that you push in yourself, but the best one is when they remove the tire completely and they stick it on the back of the inside of it. If you tell them, can I get my tire repaired from the inside and not just the regular, they'll do it. A lot of people don't want to do it because you have to remove the tire. But usually, like when I've asked them to do it, The average I've gotten is like probably like 15 to 20 bucks to get that done because they have to remove it.
Yeah, realistically,
Yeah.
about $25, but it's the right way and it's going to last a lot longer.
That
Buffing,
does sound
buffing, you can ruin your car. You can
Yeah.
damage it. You can cut through the clear. You can cut all the way to the metal because at the end of the day, it's a pad that's spinning at a certain speed and it does heat up. That's why you
Was it
lubricate
like
it with
usually like
polish.
3,000 RPMs,
Yeah, like with
3,500
polish and all that stuff. I try to do it at 2,500 just in case, not to cut too hard. And
So what is 2,500? What are you talking about?
RPM. That's the speed of the
So
circle.
it's a circle blade that runs with a cloth on top. So you run at a lower speed. So
a lower RPM speed, yeah, so it doesn't cut as fast. And if you've never tried it, but they can fly out of your hand. They can go skip across the car.
Yeah.
So
And you you have to learn the techniques just like for anything that you're going to be doing automotive because your damages can cost you hundreds to
Yeah.
thousands of dollars. So
how to
it's,
repaint the car.
watch a lot of YouTube videos.
or go get those cutters from Pick and Pull or those HUDs and practice.
Practice on the neighbor's car.
So what?
That I say to people, if you're going to be buffing, make sure to tape off all your plastics because that stuff is very difficult to clean off once
stains.
it dries.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the plastic, like the little
trim.
strips,
All the trims
Yeah.
that goes around a certain keyhole, stuff like that.
Oh, keyholes,
Your windshield. Yeah, because once it dries out, they're really hard to
your
remove.
emblems in the
Yeah.
front and the back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The rubber on the tires, it's horrible.
What about those magic pens? I've heard about them. I've never used one before, but is it even worth it?
You're talking about the paint ones like to touch up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If it works, I probably need to get one for my own car because
Well, it'll help.
They work really good. Sorry.
Yeah.
They work really good with rock chips. That's one thing that
Yep.
I noticed. That's something that actually disappears with them. Even if it doesn't hide it all the way, you can still see it visible. It's really good to use something like that. It's because it keeps rust from showing up.
Yeah.
Because once that clear coat is
Oh,
gone,
that's
you're prone to
right.
rust.
And then also it'll damage the paint from underneath because now it's exposed and water and rust is spreading underneath the paint.
Oh, so I got to get on it.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah.
So you guys heard it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found a few good takeaways from this podcast. And please join us over there on the Goldmines channel. This will be posted in both places. So please like, share, and subscribe. And we will catch you on the next one. With that, take care.